Welcome back, my friends. My name is Eric. This is Rome, and we're back with some more Inquisitor Martyr. Now, I had a 3-episode deal where I was doing a Void Crusade that I had recorded, but I failed at the end. I got a little bit ambitious. I actually did one on my assassin, on my non-seasonal characters, just to figure out more or less how it worked. But that character is a little bit more optimized, and I tried to be a little bit more ambitious with this character, and it went badly. So I have now been actively working on optimizing and making the character better rather than just kind of accepting stuff and actually playing it. So unfortunately, getting void tokens is much more difficult than you think it should be, considering it's like part of the tier 2 of the season. I have spent literally hours and probably gained over 10 levels trying to get 5 void tokens of the same type. And I failed. We haven't got them yet, but we've got 3 in one now. You got to have 5. The easiest way is just to level up to, I think, level 50. And then it gives you 5, but then you're kind of hosed after that. So it's been difficult. And there's a number of the odds of us getting the skull that wanders through the random one of the void. Anyway, it's a pain, but we've been working on it. So I need to do one more intel mission, with the tarot for one of the tier 3, locks. So that's what we're doing today. I've used an item which increases my relic chance on my next tarot card, and then we're going to come in here and I've been using this too. This is supposed to increase our chance to gain void shards, but mostly it just makes elites a lot harder and never gives me anything. So that's kind of where we're at. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. So our elites now have 99% hit points. We get 2 villains per mission, double the amount of supporting enemies for elite enemy groups. Normal enemies do 30%, and they all go a little bit faster. And we can't use our inoculator. So we'll see how this goes. Now, I have done a lot of work on this to actually kind of optimize the character, and she is a bit of a killing machine at the moment. But whether that's enough to make up for this mission, I don't know. We'll find out. We've got a couple different weapons going on. We've got a combo weapon that's all melee, that it converts all physical damage to warp damage. Then we get some bonuses. Maybe if we get a little second here, I'll show you before we get into it.
Priority targets identified in teleportarium range.
I've got this.
Decoded Vox transmissions
and we've got
scans
a
indicate high importance
Psalm Doctrine going.
And limited combat capabilities.
As she talks.
The
Would you shut up? I'm trying to talk. Jesus.
Long-term benefits.
No, she's not going to. She doesn't care what I have to say. Anyway, that combination of Psalm Doctrines gets us 100% of physical energy converted to warp damage, and then we get a 20% warp damage bonus. Then we go here, and I just now leveled up enough to get this. We got our Radical Path maxed out, which means we get bonus to this, and we get an additional 40% warp damage bonus, but our resistance comes down. I would like to go to this next, which is going to take a quarter of that incoming warp damage and heal instead of, so that will be fine. And then ultimately we'll reflect some. That's the plan, and we can maybe get some more warp damage bonus, and all damage is converted to warp after taking a hit. That could be interesting too. So that's what we've got going on. That's our first weapon. Our second weapon is this hand flamer, and you can see I also have a Psalm Doctrine on this one running, which gets a 70% heat damage bonus. So I've learned the difficulties of only running with one damage type is. I've run into missions where they get 90% damage resistance to that and 300% health, and you're boned. There's nothing you can do. You can't do it. So you got to have at least 2 damage types. So we've got heat and warp at the moment. I would like to do. I'm now working on trying to get the right psalms together, and we're gonna have to do a little bit of psalm making. To do a Psalm Doctrine on the armor that will get me, if I can find it here, combo attacks deal 300% increased damage, because both of these are combos, right? So if we can jack that up, that'd be amazing. And we'll put it on this, which has 5. It's a 4 combo that we're gonna need. So we need at least 4 spots. This one has 5 already. And I haven't tried to maximize or anything. We can see it's already the same level as what I have. So we'll see. We're doing a 1% damage bonus for every hit point missing, but I almost never lose hit points, so it's kind of it. So we're gonna flip over to our melee weapon here, and we're gonna see how good we're gonna do, because this thing normally just crushes things, and it still does. Our Melta is not much worse. I just get hung up on stuff. That's fine, because then we can break all this stuff too and find loot that way. You know, like that. And you can just kind of do this all day long and blow up kind of whatever you want to blow up. There's a little bit of a stutter walking through these groups now. And then we go to the chainsword, and down we go. Now, the other thing is, we can also drop our banner, and our banner gets us 162% damage bonus for combat melee attacks for over 3 seconds. It diminishes over 3, but you start with that. Normally, we could use this, which is going to get us another 200% damage bonus, but we can't use it this time. There are there are some achievements with this class to use your inoculator X number of times, and also to heal yourself X number of times. Those guys jumped in. We're just going to kind of munch this group here, and we also fire off those. Then we're going to flip over to this, and we're just going to wait. Because this is equally nasty. My last one was pretty nasty, and I've just got this one, which is an upgrade and has the bonus to heat damage. Just toss a couple in there, then maybe give him a chainsword for good measure, and down he goes. I don't even know what killed him. Reflect, maybe? So yeah, we're a little bit more optimized now than we were. We weren't optimized at all before. And I really struggled with missions that were kind of modified. But again, yeah, now not so much. We'll just kind of chunk our way through this. I don't know where you guys are... Where are you guys going? You just running away from me? Oh wait, fair enough. And I'm going to drop this. Got a nice little whatever it was, Act of Authority or whatever. I saw the lightning bolt, thunderbolt of authority kick out. Oh, dude, that's not cool. Especially because I can't heal. Oops, sniper out here. Just getting close enough to get some heat on him. That'll finish it. There we go. And now we'll hang out for a second. Pick up our money. We can't heal, so there's no point in doing that. We'll just give it a second. There's one dude running around over here somewhere, I thought.
Is here.
Alright, well we can now kick into our fully evolved form if we wanted to. Alright, so they're good. Health and shields back up. There was a group in here. I don't really need to kill them. But, you know, they'll shall not suffer everything to live. What are you doing over here, buddy? So yeah, it works okay. It works okay. Now we got our shield built back up a bit, and life is all happy again. All right, where do we gotta go? Somebody up here in the corner we gotta kill. Let's cruise up here. So yeah, we don't really have the video I wanted. I just didn't want to show you me failing again. We've done enough of that in this save. I'd like to see like some positive stuff. Oh, did you see that? And Thunderbolt of Authority zap across.
Negative singularity.
By the Emperor, a demon was bound to the chest.
Let's just give him some fire. That was it. All right, we're going to pause right here for just a second because you can see we got an Martyr Void Shard there. The only way I've found to consistently find the shards is from these chests dropped or guarded by the demons. It doesn't appear to have anything to do with whether I use the tarot to increase my chance of those or not, as I found the vast majority of them in missions which I did not use a tarot, regular campaign storyline missions. In fact, I found 2 shards in 2 missions in a row in chests guarded by demons. So I don't know that the shard or the tarot to find shards actually works. As far as I can tell, it doesn't. But if you can find these demon chests, that's where I generally find my shards. So anyway, let's get back into it now. Get some stuff, and off we go. I don't need a supply. We've been getting enough stuff. So yeah. The other thing we could talk about is war zones. Maybe we'll do one of those. War zones turn out to be... The nice thing about this is these little fires stay on the ground, so anything that runs through them has to deal with it. If they stand in place, they get hit. We easily could have just jumped into our final form here, and they went through our shield, but that's about it. So we may as well just go and work on building that back up again. All right, there we go. Get some kills in. Get us some shield built back up. Drop our banner down. I thought I dropped our banner down. Stay within the radius so we get the bonus damage.
Singularity removed.
Oh, he killed me? Oh, that's okay. It was over anyway. We do get some stuff as it goes. So every time we get per enemy killed, we get 5 something. Let me deal with him first, and we'll look at it. 5 damage bonus per enemy within the range. So if they're in the circle, they get some. But generally, it doesn't live very long if they're in the circle, so it doesn't really matter. All right, almost. Let us roll through here now. So my key is just kind of switch to this, build up plenty of shield, use this to chunk kind of through the most of the... Get ourselves a little extra combo damage, and down they go. Oh. I think Reflect got him. I'm not really sure. We got a couple more guys over here. I'll just step back and watch him. Because we're vindictive like that. Alright. See, now we can just drop these here. They'll all run through it. We'll put up a couple up here for them. Oh, we may as well drop our banner.
Noospheric assessment complete. Operation is a success.
I'm going to go down here and click
Data
this shrine. We don't need to, but sometimes the shrines give you stuff. And we got some stuff there. And sometimes they just give you mobs, but that's okay. I do have a piece of gear somewhere that wanted me to kill horde creatures. You're level higher, so there you go. We got a few more of those. Now, I did verify, and these do only affect you when they're on there. So, because my question was, does it matter which one they're on? If they're equipped, but they're not. Watch my health here. Hit points there. There we go. So that shows you that these are only active when you're on that set. So, you know, if they don't help the weapon you have, like, don't put a burning one on something that doesn't do burning. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not going to do anything for you, I guess is the moral of my story there. As far as tips, I have one more tip for you. Maybe. So we've got basic view and tactical view. This is tactical view. You can see it shows me the range of my 2 attacks. So this is the first one, right? It goes to this range, and this is the second one, right? I turn that off and that goes away. So if you're struggling figuring out exactly what ranges your weapons are, this is a really good way to do it. Obviously, we're on a melee weapon. It doesn't do anything. I guess one of these, the blinding strikes, must hit out that far. It is a cone. Yep. So in theory, maybe it goes all the way out there. I don't know. But there we go. My 2 kind of new tips that I've figured out for myself lately. All right. Got some influx. Nice. Got a purity seal. Okay. So, let's go ahead and hit here, see if any of this matters. What I really should be doing is doing missions to get psalms now, since now that I've kind of figured out, I found a list of psalm doctrines. That's kind of it. Ranged enemies, ranged mode. Yeah, that doesn't really help me much. I can't get banners of vengeance now. These only help you when you're overwhelmed. I'm not overwhelmed a huge amount, but it is nice because you can drop it down and like maybe when you're fighting the big boss, right, and he's crushing you and he's the only one left alive, you drop that and that's gonna kill him because he's the only one there. Maybe that's how that's used. Be interesting. It doesn't happen to me a lot very often anymore, so I don't know that it's gonna help me much. Anything crazy over here? Nope. Okay, so let's go ahead, sell all of this. I need some cash. Because I was trying to upgrade something. Oh no, it doesn't matter. I was working on another combo piece, but it turned out it was bolter and chainsword, and it had a base ability. It was a relic item that converted 50% physical to warp, which is essentially what we've done with this, with the Psalm Doctrine. But it would be all just warp essentially at the end of the day with a little bit of physical. And I want to have more than one damage type, so I decided I'd stick with this and go with this for my ranged. That's kind of where I was at. Oh, I need to sell that too. So we got a little bit of cash built up. Oh, I know what we wanted to do. Question is, well, yeah, it doesn't really matter what order I do them in. I was thinking about, I want to do this. So this is just going to get us better salvage, essentially. It's going to add 2 tech power to us, but it costs 100,000. I didn't have it at the time. So let's go ahead and fire that off. So I still need to do this, this, and this. So 250, 250, 250, and 150, and 50,000. So this will probably be the next one we do, and knock those out. I think there's a thing for getting 10 of these unlocked for one of these seasonals, maybe tier 3. No, that's max out the tech tree, so everything's got to be done. Okay. So again, that's a Void Crusade one. Get all the fragments. It's going to be a bitch. Pardon my French. I actually used to live near the town of Bichet, or I say Bichet. In French, I would think it would be Bichet, but it's not. It's bitch. It's B-I-T-C-H-E. It's just pronounced bitch. I stopped. I asked. I said, how do you pronounce it? Anyway, it's a nice little town along near the German border. It's got a couple old World War I citadels near the Maginot Line. Anyway, it's a very, very nice little town, kind of wine country. Very nice people. Highly recommend to visit the bitch if you get a chance. Anyway, so that's what we got. We've only got these 3 things left. We're actually closer to this one, I think, than we are to this one, because this one has the Wandering Serval Skull. But we'll have to see how that goes. Speaking of which, did I get any of these? I did. I got 1. So we're up to 3 of the Ekru and 3 of the Zircon. We've got 2 here. We might have got... No, we already had that one. So we got 1 Ekru out of all of that, even though we used our thing for it. So let's go ahead. Let's do just maybe some regular... this is kind of a grinding video. I'm sorry. We're probably not going to accomplish anything in this one. Oh, that's not what I wanted. I wanted to... Well... I guess it kind of can be. Let's just find where we're supposed to be. I have been working on some of the storyline stuff because I needed to unlock some of the sectors. So let's go. We're 61. So let's go here. We can go to the 60 and hopefully we can find a 61 that we can boost a little bit. We do have a storyline mission there as well. Which I'm not worried about at the moment. Let's work on the rest of our stuff. It's 59. We can't boost to 59. Oh, no, that's not true. We probably can. We can't do some of the major arcana for the tarot, but we might be able to do what I want to do. It won't be the world's most difficult. So I want these. Select. Okay, that's fine. Whoops. And I want something that's going to get me more Psalm Doctrines. Now, those we can't do. Tarot cards I'm not worried about yet. That's Relic. Okay, so maybe we need one of these. Archaeotech. Sorry, it's these two that we can't. Influence, Glory, Psalm Code. Can I do this one? Yes. Okay, so let's go ahead and select that. Randomized damage reflect. See, this is where we could have been hosed, right? 2% of all damage as war. Okay, that's fine. We can deal with that. I think. We'll find out.
Insertion complete.
Now, the other thing we could do, and I'd started to before we unlocked this, is the Witch Hunter stuff, which I had maxed out at one point, but we cleared to put stuff into heat damage over time, I think. Because this is all going to be combo stuff. This is all meant for kind of the combo. So you can see that's just suppression, but melee AoE, when surrounded, overheat, that's good for us on the one. Feared, exposed. I thought some of these. There we go. Combo attacks, melee AoE. So this stuff is all stuff that's going to help kind of back and forth. So heat and melee, that's what we're doing at the moment. So I think this will be the, once we kind of get the couple here that I want out of the radical path, kind of mouse over the rest of these for you to see them, then we probably go back to that. I'm going to zigzag back and forth across, I think, just to kind of up the chance that we find stuff. I'm not going to worry too much about, we got a little reflect there. I'm not going to worry too much about trying to check every space. It'll be nice to get some chests and stuff. That's where that blue line would have helped me if I would have actually been paying attention. Alright, because we want to get as many of those guys and chests and stuff as possible. So maybe we'll just kind of zig straight over and then head north. Looks like we got something up here. So we can go G, maybe, G. Can I do G? Oh, apparently I did. 0. We can do that, get ourselves a little band damage bonus. There we go. And then we'll just kind of wave through these guys and get ourselves a little more shield, because why not? Toss that down. Maybe get ourselves some more bonuses for various achievements for the sister. It's funny because they added a lot of achievements for the sister battle that don't exist for any of the classes. So clearly they decided that was something that they were interested in adding to the game after the fact. You know, they didn't have that many class-specific achievements initially, and they've added them all in now. So, but they added them in for the sister. So there's a lot more of them to deal with. So it means all these sister ones have, under 1% of the people in the game have done them yet. Because it's a new class. Whereas the other classes don't have any of this sort of stuff. Alright, let's just kind of wade through this one here. Again, we need to kill some hordes. Throw that. Fire off a inoculator. Get all the damage bonuses going. You can see we had everything going. Build up our shield a little bit. Zigzag through here. Hope we didn't miss too much. And north we go.
The moment of retribution is here.
Yeah, you can see we're slightly more optimized than we were before. We were reasonably optimized at one point, and then we kind of fell away from it as we experimented. And now I kind of had to make if we're going to do this stuff, we got to do stuff higher than our level. Although we're not at the moment, then we needed to be significantly more optimized.
But there is more.
The war zones are pretty easy to do, but the voids essentially are a series of, we'll say, 20 missions. And you kind of work your way through kind of a web of missions as you pick and choose. And many of the missions will increase the level for everything else by, say, 1 or 2 deals. So if you start out doing, we're 61, we'll start out doing level 61 missions. And we'll have a couple missions available to us that are level 61. But then everything after that's going to start to raise the difficulty. And once it's up to +1, it's at +1. It's up, you know, that's just where it's going to be. And so it'll be real easy to kind of raise the level, you know, 4, 5, 10. Oh, I think I've got a couple keys kicking around, so let's head up this way. And so you need to be able to do stuff, you know, especially if you're going to do deals where you have to, you know, get all of... There are things called... So what happens is you do these missions, and at the end you're going to go into a room, you'll teleport in, and there'll be a bunch of void chests. And if you found info fragments, each info fragment you get is going to tell you what's in one of the void chests. You have to get keys and info fragments. The more keys you get, the more chests you can open. The more info fragments you get, the more chests you know what's in them. And then you get a supreme info chest, which is the one you get no matter what. And so there's a lot of randomization in what's where and where it's hidden. And then they want you to also find that skull, and he's in a random one. And so you have to find him. And yeah, so it's kind of a pain. You need to be able to deal with... I say. So to get all that, you're going to have to deal with stuff that's higher level than you. Essentially is what I'm trying to say. So you got to be optimized to deal with missions significantly more difficult than your normal stuff. I'm just going to go G, I'm going to go 0. Maybe we'll switch over to the chain sword. And down we go. So these big damage bonus things are useful too, because so many of these missions as you go higher are going to give them a lot of damage reduction.
I guess. Initiating exfiltration rituals.
I think we got something. Tapestry of Vengeance, it says I unlocked. Let's see if we can see what that is. Eventually. Come on. Oh, there it is. Never mind. That looks weird. Sorry about the flashing. I was trying to get out, and this game has trouble with OBS if you're not in full screen. I didn't see what the Tapestry of Vengeance was, though, because by the time... Well, you guys saw it while I tried to click over. I'll figure it out later. So, we wanted... okay, we got Iron Psalm. We got Shroud Psalm. That's good. We got some other stuff. Most of this stuff isn't useful to us. Do we get any of these? No. See, like I said, I've been working for hours, and I've been using the tarot on every mission I can, and 5, 6. I've got 8. I get less than 1 per level for however many missions it takes me to go up a level. That gives you an idea. So yeah, this isn't something that happens quickly. Now, once you've got a bunch of them, you know, they've all got 2 or 3 or 4, then it'll happen fairly regular. But until you kind of get all of these to have those, that initial grind is just, it's kicking my ass, is essentially what it is. So let me sell this stuff that we don't need. Because a lot of this stuff is, it's everything. Yeah. So now let's come over here. I'm going to go ahead and put those in there. I'll grab all of these. Okay. Okay. Actually, no. Can I get just... Is it possible? Right click. Can we split a stack? I'd like to sell 2 of those. But I don't want to sell all of them. Whoops. I didn't bring them with me, did I? Hold on. I'd like to kind of keep a... You know what? That's fine. We got plenty of them. I did my mission. I'll get more. I'm just going to sell the stack because I need the money. Essentially is what we're saying. So there we go. That will get us a little bit of cash. Okay. So let's go to forging and let's go to code crafting, and let me quickly pull up my deal here. I will drag this over onto the screen for you real fast. So you can see up here, this is on the Steam community. I've got it in whatever, easier to read mode. So what I'm looking for is, let's see if I can find it here now. This one right here, Neuralis, Transonic, Terminus, and Shroud. and that gets us a 300% damage increase to our combo attacks, which is what we want. So let's come back over here. Let's bring that back up. And now I've got a shroud. So we've got one of those somewhere. I really wish you could kind of drag stuff around in here, but you can't. So we have, let's see, let's can we sort this stuff while we're in here? We can't. Oh wait, let's just go to, hold on. Let's take a look at what we got here, because it looks like once it's here, it's here. So I need a shroud, right? Is that what I said? Yes, shroud. So let's find it. I think it's Aegis, Binaric, Shroud. So I've got one of those. So the next thing I need is going to be a Neuralis, a Transonic, and a Terminus. Do I have any of those? No. Okay. So let's go to here. Let's go to Tech Tree. No, I'm sorry. Forging, Code Crafting. So, no, that's not what I was looking at the wrong one. Neuralis, Transonic, and Terminus. Transonic. Okay, I need 3 Amantis and 3 Phosphenic. Okay. And then I need Neuralis and Terminus. Are they high ones? Neuralis is. I need 4 Binaric and 4 Shroud. Well, I've got 3 Shroud, but I've only got 1 Binaric. Okay. Binaric takes 3 Uncreated. Oh, this is going to take a while. Okay, and then the other one I need is a... Let's see, that was a Neuralis. So I'm missing a Terminus, maybe? Transonic. Huh. Oh, it's a blue one, probably. So it's probably one I don't have to craft. I just don't have it. We might guess, because the blue ones aren't here. So so the Terminus is one I'm not going to have to craft. Or I think that's which one it is. We'll go through one more time. There's Transonic, Shroud, and Neuralis. Yeah, okay. So, any of these that I need, so nothing there helps me, but Shroud needs Hyperrad and Hemodrain. That I can make. Okay. So that should get me probably 2 of those, right? Yeah, I've got 2 of those. All right, and then the other thing was, let's see. Neuralis is 4 Binaric and 4 Shroud. Like you don't have enough of those. Well, you know what I could do? I can make that, because I don't need those. And I can make that, because I don't need those. And iron... Okay, I can do that. Well, we're working on it. We're working on it. So I'm going to need 1 more Shroud, probably, because I'm going to need 3 Shrouds to make... 4 Shrouds to make that. So I'm going to need at least 2 more of that. I'm going to need a bunch of those. So we'll get there. They're not all this difficult. Some of them are significantly easier. And I might just make an easier one. There's like 2 Voltaic and a Technomartyr gets 100% damage taken to energy shield is reflected to melee attackers as warp. That might not be bad. Because that would go against I don't know, go against a lot of guys. A lot of the bosses take that. So there's a lot of those ones we could do. But that's kind of my goal. That's what I'm headed for. That might be an in-game type of one. I don't know. It is what it is. But that's what I'm working on. I'm going to keep crunching away and trying to come up with more of these, as well as more of these. And when we can do another Void mission, we'll be back and we'll do another Void mission. I guess as long as we're here, well, yeah, I think that'll be it for now. Thanks for watching, guys. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time. Cheers.